welcome to your full body mindful vinyasa class. This yoga flow is just a little over 60 minutes, so it is a full-length class. We'll start with seated breath work, move into the warm-up, the main sequence, and then the cool down, and finally savasana at the end. This class is designed for all levels, from beginner to intermediate. You won't need any props unless you have some that you'd like to use. Feel free to grab those now. And once you're ready, we're going to come into a comfortable seated position. So finding Sukhasana, easy seated pose by crossing the legs and placing the hands on top of the knees. If you'd like, you can place a blanket or a block underneath your sitting bones for more support. Otherwise, grounding down through the sitting bones, finding a nice tall spine, softening the shoulders, relaxing the elbows, and gently closing the eyes. We'll find a cleansing breath here, so exhale where you are. Take a big breath in through the nose, and open the mouth, exhale out. Just taking a moment to tune into your breath. The intention for our class today will be to move with more self-awareness. So whether that's awareness of the breath, awareness of the body, or of the thoughts, just choosing to be really conscious of what's happening in our practice today. So we'll start with a simple breath exercise that will help us set the tone for our class by coming into a more calm, peaceful state of mind. So keeping the eyes closed, I'm going to guide you through a breathwork technique called 4-part breath. So we'll inhale for the count of 3, hold the breath at the top, and then exhale for the count of 3 and hold. So take a natural breath here where you are, and then we'll begin. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, hold. Exhale 3, 2, 1, pause. Inhale 1, 2, 3, hold. Exhale 3, 2, 1, pause. Inhale 1, 2, 3, hold. Exhale 3, 2, 1, pause. Repeat this on your own for a few more cycles of breath, keeping the 3 counts, or you can go up to a 4-count breath. Good, letting go of your count wherever you are, and just taking a natural breath in and a natural breath out. Just taking a moment to notice how you feel here. And then when you're ready, you can slowly blink the eyes open removing any props from underneath you. We're going to come into Child's Pose, Balasana. So big toes touch, spread the knees as wide as is comfortable, extend the arms in front of you, sink the hips down towards the heels, and bring your forehead to the mat. Start to breathe deep into the front side body, the lungs, the belly, breathing into the low back, the spine, and the side body, feeling the ribs expand and contract. Softening through the face here. And then start to deepen the breath, beginning to breathe in and out of the nose. Gently start to walk the fingers towards the left side of the body, placing the right hand over the left hand, feeling a gentle stretch along the right side. Then walking the fingers towards the center, and then all the way over to the right side, placing the left hand on top, feeling a lengthening in the left side. Walk the fingers towards the center, reach the arms towards the front of the mat, bend the elbows, place the palms together, resting the thumbs against the base of the neck. Gently stretching out the biceps. And then placing the palms back down, lifting the upper body as you slide the forearms forward, coming into a puppy pose variation. Just keeping the knees where they're at, lifting the hips, sinking the chest towards the ground. From here, you're going to press into the left hand, lifting the upper body as you slide the right arm underneath the left, placing the right cheek on the mat, right palm is flipped up. You can keep the left palm flat on the mat, or you can come onto the fingertips, or you can find a bind. So wrapping that left arm around the low back, the left fingers are inside of the right thigh. Take one more breath here. And then extend the left arm forward, extending the right arm forward as well. And then place the left arm underneath the right arm, resting the left cheek on the mat. Again, finding whatever variation you'd like, so you can keep the right palm planted down. You can come onto the fingers, or you can find a bind. Feeling the stretch along the outside of the left shoulder. Take one more breath, and then extend the right arm, unthread the left, extending the left arm forward, coming onto the fingers, placing the chin on the mat, finding a nice deep stretch in the shoulders and the chest. And then go ahead and plant the palms, coming into a tabletop pose, stacking the joints here, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, and start to move through your own rounds of cat and cows. So dropping the belly, lifting the gaze, arching the back, and then rounding through the spine. Just finding slow, gentle movements to warm up the spine. Finding any organic movement that feels good. So really just taking this moment to listen to your body. What does your body need here in this moment? You can shift the hips from side to side. Whatever feels good for you here. Continuing to breathe in and out through the nose. One last breath here. And then find a still spine, neutral tabletop. We're going to kickstand the left leg, coming into gate pose. So straightening out the right leg, facing the long ways of the mat, grounding down through the left palm as you reach the right arm up. So right shoulder should be stacked over the left shoulder, and the left hip is stacked over the left knee. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, draw the right bicep to ear, so getting a side body stretch, breathing space in between the ribs. And then planting the right hand down, go ahead and walk the hands forward. You can shift the hips back towards the heels if you like. Just let the upper body hang heavy. And then walking the hands towards the right side, folding over the right leg. So getting a gentle hamstring stretch. Keeping the right sole of the foot planted down into the ground. Bringing your forehead to your right knee. Take one more breath. And then walk the hands through center and then all the way to the top of the mat. Coming back into a tabletop variation, but keeping the right leg extended behind you, tucking the back toes and shifting forwards and backwards. So just stretching out the back of the right leg. And then lift the right leg up, keeping the hips squared, and extend the left arm straight out in front of you, finding your balance here, grounding down through the right arm and the left knee. Take a big breath in, and then exhale, draw the knee and elbow together. Inhale to extend. Exhale, round through the spine, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Once more, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend, hold here, or bend that back knee and reach the left hand for the back of the foot, kicking the foot into the hand to find a baby tiger pose. Lifting the chest, opening the heart, and then gently release, planting the left hand down, keeping the right leg extended, then hugging the right knee into the chest and stepping the right foot forward, coming into a low lunge. Inhale to reach the arms up, grounding down into that front foot. Gently lift the hips up, feeling a stretch in the left hip flexor. Big breath in. Exhale, twist to the right, so extending the arms. Option to stay here, or you can plant that right hand to the back leg, getting a gentle back bend, reaching the left arm up. Coming back, extending the arms, and then inhale, reach the arms up. Facing the front of the mat, exhale, bring hands to heart center. Inhale, grow tall through the spine, and then exhale, twist to the right, this time bringing the left elbow to the outer edge of the right knee. Holding here or extending the arms, gazing up at the right fingers. Inhale to reach the arms up, facing the front of the mat, hips squared. Exhale, plant the hands down, half split, straighten out the right leg. Staying up high on the fingertips here, we're going to move into a flow. So as you inhale, bend into the right knee, come back into low lunge. And then exhale, find half splits, folding over the right leg. Inhale, bending the right knee, lift the gaze. Exhale, straighten out the right leg, half splits, fold. Inhale, lift the gaze. And then exhale, fold. This time staying here, stretching the back of the hamstrings, drawing the forehead towards the knee. Choosing to stay here, or you can plant the left hand down and reach the right arm up for half splits twist. Shoulders are stacked. Keep the foot flexed, toes facing up. And then plant the right hand down, bend into the right knee. Step the right knee back to meet the left, finding Child Pose, Balasana, bringing your forehead to the mat. Take a breath here. And press into the hands to lift yourself up, coming into Tabletop Pose. Switching sides, so kickstanding the right leg. Left leg is straight, coming into Gate Pose. Readjusting here, just making sure the left shoulder is over the right and the right hip is over the right knee. Grounding down through the right hand, gazing up at the left fingertips. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, draw the bicep towards the ear. So really extending through the left side body, creating space in between the ribs. And then plant the left hand down and walk both hands forward. Coming into a gentle forward fold, maybe sinking the hips back towards the heel. And then walking the hands over towards the left leg, folding over the left leg, stretching out the hamstrings. Left sole of the foot is planted on the ground. Slowly lift yourself up, walking the hands towards the center and then towards the front of the mat. Keeping the left leg extended, back toes are tucked as you shift forwards and backwards. Stretching out the calves and the hamstrings. Pressing into the palms, drawing the shoulder blades apart. And then from here, lift the left leg up and extend the right arm forward. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, round through the spine, draw the elbow and knee together. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. Inhale to hold here or come into the baby tiger variation. So right hand comes to the back foot, kicking the foot into the hand, feeling a stretch in the right shoulder, lifting the chest. One more breath. And then gently release. Right hand comes down. Keep the left leg extended. Draw the left knee into the chest and step the left foot forward, coming into a low lunge. As you inhale, reach both arms up. Draw the low belly in towards the spine. Lift the hips up. Feel a stretch in the right hip flexor. Big inhale. Exhale, twist to the left side, extending the arms. Gazing behind you at the left fingertips. Now choosing to stay here, or you can bring the left fingertips to the back of the leg, reaching the right arm up and over. And then lifting the left arm, extending both arms. Inhale, reach the arms up, facing the front of the mat. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. Inhale, grow tall through the crown of the head. And exhale, twist to the left. Right elbow comes to the outer edge of the left knee. Keeping hands at heart center, or you can extend the arms, planting the right hand down, reaching the left arm up. Inhale to reach both arms up, shoulders facing forward. Plant the hands down, extend the left leg, coming into half splits. Coming onto the fingertips, keeping the chest lifted, And then bend into the left knee, lift the gaze. As you exhale, straighten out the left leg, fold forward, half splits. Inhale, low lunge, lift the gaze, press the hips down. Exhale, half splits, folding forward. Inhale, low lunge, high on the fingertips, open the heart. And exhale, half splits, holding here. Stretching out the left hamstring, drawing the forehead towards the knee. Keeping the foot flexed, toes facing up towards the sky. Choosing to stay here, or you can plant the right hand down and reach the left arm up, coming into a twist. Left shoulder over the right shoulder, hips are still squared. Planting the left hand down, bending into the left knee. Step the left knee back to meet the right knee. Sink the hips down towards the heels, child's pose. Take a few breaths here. And then shift your body forward, coming into tabletop pose, tucking the toes, lift the knees, and hold here. Really pressing into the palms, rounding through the upper back slightly, engaging your core. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Straighten out the legs, lift the hips for downward facing dog. First down dog of the day, so go ahead and pedal out the feet, bending one knee and bending the other, swaying side to side. And pressing into the palms, straightening out both legs, finding stillness here. And then inhale, come up high on the toes, lift the heels up off of the mat. Good. Exhale, sink the heels down. We'll find that 2 more times. Inhale, lift the heels high on the toes. Exhale, sink the heels down. Once more here. Inhale. Exhale. Finding spinal waves. Inhale, high in the toes. Shift into plank pose. Shoulders over wrists. And then exhale, bend the knees. Shift the hips back and up. Straightening out the legs 2 more times. Inhale, high in the toes. Shift into plank. And then exhale, bend the knees, lift the hips, downward dog. Once more on your own. Good. Finding downward facing dog. Walking the hands towards the back of the mat, keeping the legs straight, feet hip-width distance apart. Bring the peace fingers and the thumbs and wrap them around the big toes. Pressing the thumb into the big toe thumbnail. Drawing the elbows out towards the side, bending the knees slightly, and then folding here. So relaxing the upper body, getting a stretch in the back of the hamstrings, lifting the hips. You can shake the head no, nod the head yes, letting go of any tension in the neck or head. You can open the mouth, letting go of any tension in the jaw, the cheeks. And then see if you can straighten out the legs here if the knees are bent. And then go ahead and release the grip here, walking the hands back into downward facing dog. Inhale, step forward, top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, finding a slight back bend. Exhale, bring hands all the way down as you ride the breath into a forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, step it back to plank. Hold here for a moment. you always have the option to come down onto the knees whenever we come into plank pose. Shoulders stacked over the wrists. Take a big breath in as you shift your body weight forward, bringing the shoulders past the wrists. As you exhale, bend the elbows, coming through chaturanga and lowering all the way down to the ground. Inhale, lift yourself up for baby cobra, gazing over the right shoulder, drawing the elbows in. Exhale, release, forehead to the mat. Inhale, peel the head, peel the chest up, gaze over the left shoulder, baby cobra. And then exhale, release, bringing the forehead to the mat. Inhale, this time see if you can straighten out the arms, lift the heart space, drop the head back, full cobra pose. As you exhale, slowly vertebrae by vertebrae, lower yourself down. Tuck the back toes, lift the kneecaps, press into the palms, coming into plank pose, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a breath here. Then gaze forward, step to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, gaze up. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. Inhale, root to rise, sweep the arms up, gaze up, slight back bend. Exhale, fold forward, hinge from the hips. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, palm the mat, step it back to plank. Take a big breath in as you shift your body weight forward. Exhale, this time hold chaturanga, untuck the toes, lift for upward facing dog. And then exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Ground down into the left foot as you lift the right leg up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee and open the hip, so stacking the hip joints here, and start to find circles here in the right ankle, so moving in one direction and then moving the circles in the opposite direction, grounding down through the palms. Inhale to extend the right leg. Exhale, draw the right knee to the nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw the right knee into the chest and then step the right foot forward, coming into a runner's lunge. So keeping the fingertips planted, back knee is lifted as well. Keep the gaze lifted forwards. Then keeping the right foot and left foot where it's at, just straighten out the right leg, folding over the right leg, coming into pyramid pose. As you inhale, bend into the right knee, coming back into runner's lunge. So moving through this flow a few more times. Exhale, straighten out the right leg, pyramid pose. Inhale, runner's lunge, lifting the gaze. Exhale, straighten out the right leg, folding here. Inhale, lift the gaze, bend the knee. Exhale, fold. Holding here. And then bending into the right knee, coming through runner's lunge, grounding down through the right foot as you reach the arms up, coming into a high lunge. Back leg is nice and strong, hips are facing the front of the mat. We're going to move into a humble warrior variation, but keeping the back toes high, so keeping the back heel lifted. So releasing the hands to the back of the mat, bringing the hands into a fist, drawing the palms together, straightening out the elbows, opening up the chest here. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, slowly hinge from the hips as you fold forward into humble warrior. So think of drawing that right elbow on top of the right knee, but lifting the fist towards the sky. So you're lifting up here, feeling a stretch in the chest, gazing down at the right foot. If it's comfortable for you, you can release the crown of the head towards the floor. Taking one more breath here. And then ground down through the right foot as you lift yourself up on an inhale. Reach the arms up, coming into high lunge. And then exhale, find warrior two. So spinning the back foot so that it's parallel with the back of the mat, bending into the right knee, gazing over the right fingers. Take one breath here. And then straightening out the right leg, placing the right hand gently on top of the right shin, coming into triangle pose, reaching the left arm up, left shoulder stacked over the right shoulder. Hips are open, facing the long ways of the mat. Now as you inhale, reach the arms up, coming into reverse triangle pose. So the left hand can come to the back leg, or you can find a bind, wrapping the left arm around the low back, wrapping the fingers around the inner thigh. Now as you inhale, spin onto the back toes, coming back into high lunge. So hips facing the front of the mat. Plant the left hand down and reach the right arm up, coming into a high lunge twist. Now grounding down through the left palm, we're going to move into Vashisthasana side plank pose. So you're going to bring that right leg directly on top of the left leg. If you'd like a variation here or modification, you can place the right foot in front of the left foot. Keep lifting the hips up, shoulders are stacked. Now, option to lift the right leg up, holding here, really engaging your core. Another option is you can come into Wild Thing. So placing the right leg behind you, lifting the hips, opening the chest towards the sky. One breath here. Wherever you are in side plank, go ahead and plant the right hand down. Extend the right leg up, coming into three-legged dog. Now from here, we're going to come into a twist. So take a big breath in. As you exhale, draw the right knee to the left elbow, hold, or extend the right leg out to the side, coming into Fallen Star, lifting the hips, opening the chest. Plant the left hand down, reach that right leg back, coming to three-legged dog. Big breath in as you shift forward into one-legged plank, so keeping the right leg lifted. As you inhale, shift forward, exhale, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale for your back bends, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome job, take a breath here. And then ground down through the right foot as you lift the left leg up, bending the left knee, drawing circles with the ankle in one direction and then the other. Inhale, straighten out the leg. Exhale, draw the knee to the nose. Inhale, extend the left leg. Exhale, step the left foot forward, top of the mat, coming into runner's lunge, keeping the fingers planted, lift the gaze. Back leg is nice and strong. Opening the heart. And then as you exhale, straighten out the left leg, finding pyramid pose. Good. Inhale, bend into the left knee, lift the gaze, feel a stretch in the right hip flexor, and then exhale, fold over the left leg, pyramid. Inhale, runner's lunge, open the chest, open the heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the gaze. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the gaze one last time, and then ground down into the left foot as you reach the arms up, coming into high lunge, hips facing the front of the mat, relaxing the shoulders. Back leg is nice and strong. Draw the low belly in towards the spine. Now moving into our humble warrior variation, so interlacing fingers behind the low back, pressing the palms together, straightening out the elbows. Take a big breath in as you open the chest. As you exhale, hinge from the hips, humble warrior. Think of drawing the left shoulder to the left knee, but reaching the fist up towards the sky. So you're not dumping your weight here. You're really strong through the core, strong through the back leg. Gazing down at the mat. On your next inhale, ground down through the left foot as you lift yourself up, releasing the arms up, coming into high lunge. And then exhale, warrior two. Arms are extended. Make sure that the left knee isn't falling inwards, but the knee is directly above the left ankle. One breath here. And then straightening out the left leg, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Gently placing the left hand on top of the left shin. You can keep a micro bend in the knee here just to protect the joint. And then reach the right arm up, gazing up at the fingertips. Keeping your core engaged. Hips are open. Good, one more breath here. And then gently pressing into the left hand to lift yourself up. Reverse triangle. Right hand can come to the back leg, or you can find a bind. Reaching the left arm up and over. Right arm around the low back. And then spinning onto the back toes, lifting the back heel as you reach both arms up, facing the front of the mat, coming back into our high lunge. Go ahead and plant the right hand down, reach the left arm up, coming into our high lunge twist. Really grounding down into the right hand here to lift the left leg up, stacking it on top of the right leg, coming into Sukhasana, side plank. Lift the hips up, squeeze the core, shoulders are stacked. Now from here you can lift that left leg up, holding here, or choosing to step that left foot back, lifting the hips for wild thing, getting a nice heart opener. One breath here. And then wherever you are, plant that left hand down. Reach the left leg up, coming into three-legged dog. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, twist left knee to the right elbow. Hold here, or extend the left leg, coming into fallen star as you lift the hips up. Open the chest, facing the sky. Plant the right hand down. Step that left leg back up, coming into three-legged dog. Big breath in as you shift into plank pose. Hold. Inhale, shift forward, and then exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Grounding down through the palms, gaze at the top of the mat. Step or jump, inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, folds. Inhale, lift the arms all the way up. Gaze up at the fingers. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. Moving into our standing sequence, grounding down through the left leg as you bend the right knee. Now you're going to cross the right ankle on top of the left thigh just above the knee. Sink the hips down, coming into standing pigeon. Hands are at heart center. Feel the right hip opening here. Breathe. And then slowly stand up, uncrossing the right leg. Bending the right knee back, so drawing that right heel towards the right glutes. Reaching the left arm up. Opening the right palm so that it's face up, coming into dancer's pose. So bringing the right hand inside of the right foot, placing the fingers on top of the right foot, and as you kick the foot into your hand, gaze forward. So lifting the upper body, growing tall through the spine, and then extending the upper body forward. So reaching the left arm forward as you kick your foot into your hand, lifting the right knee, coming into dancer's pose. You can bring the right hand to the right knee as a variation. Breathing here. Reaching the left arm back up, and then reaching the right arm up. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. Pause for a moment. Now this time, grounding down through the right foot. As you lift the left knee up, crossing the left ankle on top of the right thigh, just above the knee. Sink the hips down, hands to heart center. Opening up the left hip this time. Take one more breath. And then come up to standing as you bend the left knee back. Reaching the left heel for the glutes. Reach the right arm up. Flip the left palm open. And then reach the left hand back inside of the left foot. Wrapping the palm on top of the foot as you extend the upper body forwards, reach the right arm forward. Start to kick the left foot into the left hand, lifting the back knee up. Finding dancer's pose, breathing here. Maybe bringing the right hand to the right knee. Strong through the standing leg, and then slowly drop the left foot back down. Reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Just taking a moment here, noticing the energetic effects of that back bend. Notice how both sides feel. On your next breath, reach the arms up overhead, find a slight back bend, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward, hinge from the hips. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, step it back to downward facing dog or optional vinyasa here. Meeting in downward facing dog. Then go ahead and drop onto the knees, cross the ankles, and make your way onto the glutes. So keeping the knees bent, soles of the feet planted, we're going to come into boat pose. So lift the feet up, knees are bent. Make sure the spine is nice and tall. So if you're rounding through the spine at all, bring the hands behind the thighs for support. Try to keep the core strong by drawing the low belly in, keeping the chest lifted. You can have the knees bent, or if you have the hamstring flexibility, you can straighten out the legs. Extend the arms alongside the body. We're going to hold here. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend the arms up overhead. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly start to straighten out the legs. We're going to lower all the way down to the ground for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your spine to the mat. Go ahead and hug the knees into the chest. Rocking side to side, releasing any tension in the low back. And then from here, plant the soles of the feet to the mat, keeping the knees bent, feet hip-width distance apart. Make sure the fingers can slightly brush the heels. We're going to come into bridge pose. We're going to hold this here for a little bit, so make sure your foundation is nice and strong. Arms are extended alongside the body, palms face down. Now from here, you're going to press into the feet, lift the hips up, energetically drawing the knees together, so make sure the knees aren't splaying outwards. Shimmy the shoulders underneath, drawing the shoulder blades together. Gently engaging the glutes, and then interlacing the fingers into a fist, pressing the fist into the ground to lift the hips up. Now grounding down into the left foot, we're going to reach the right leg up. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Good. Slowly lower the leg back down. Grounding down through the right foot this time as you lift the left leg up. Maybe straightening out the knee, holding for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower the left foot back down. Pressing into the fist this time, lifting the hips one last time. And then exhale, releasing the hips back down. Go ahead and windshield wiper the legs, so dropping the knees to either side, just resetting the sacrum. Good, then coming back to center, feet hip-width distance apart, finding your same foundation. So you're going to have the option to come back into bridge pose, playing around with the one leg variation, or you can come into wheel pose, which I'm going to go ahead and cue. So grounding down through the feet. If you're coming into wheel pose, bring the hands beside the ears just above the shoulders. So the fingers are going to be facing towards the front of the mat. This is going to require a little bit of wrist flexibility. Elbows pointed up towards the sky. Now, wherever you are, whether you're coming into wheel pose or bridge pose, you're going to go ahead and lift the hips up. So pressing into the feet to lift the hips. If you're coming into wheel pose, press into the palms to come onto the crown of the head. So you're lifting the shoulder blades and lifting the shoulders up, resting on the crown of the head. Maybe walking the hands closer so that they're just above the ears. And then you're going to press into the palms even more to lift the head up, coming into wheel pose. Really pressing into the feet. Energetically drawing the knees together, make sure they're not splaying outwards. Lifting the heart, lifting the hips in this back bend. Make sure you're breathing in and out through the nose. If you're in bridge, lower the hips back down. If you're in wheel, lower the crown of the head, lower the shoulder blades, and then lower the hips. And then wherever you are, just draw the knees into the chest. Bring your forehead to the knees, rock side to side. And then slowly release the feet down. Extend the left leg long and hug the right knee into the chest. Opening up the right knee with your right hand, feeling a stretch in the right hip, placing the left hand on top of the left thigh. Take one breath here. Gently drawing the right knee back into the chest, And then using your peace fingers and your thumb to wrap around the big toe, straightening out the right leg here, getting a hamstring stretch. It's okay if you can't straighten out the leg completely. You can have a slight bend in the knee. Think of drawing the right shoulder down towards the ground. And then gently releasing your grip, bending the right knee in. Place the left hand on top of the right knee, extend the right arm. And then gently use your left hand to draw the right knee over the body and towards the left side. Getting a supine twist, gazing over the right shoulder if it's comfortable for you. Drawing the shoulders down towards the ground. You can stay here with the left leg long, or you can bend the left knee and bring your right hand to the top of the left foot, getting a gentle quad stretch. Take one more breath here. Gently releasing the grip of the left foot, untwisting, coming back to center as you extend the right leg long and hug the left knee into the chest. Using your left hand to open the left knee out towards the left side, right hand on top of the right leg. Getting a stretch in the left hip. And then drawing the left knee back into the chest. Interlacing your peace finger and your thumb and wrapping it around the big left toe. Straightening out the left leg if you can, or you can keep a slight bend in the knee here. Just looking for a stretch in the back of the hamstrings. Keep pressing the right heel down towards the ground. Take one more breath here. And then gently release your grip. Bring your right hand to the outer edge of the left knee as you draw the left knee across the body and over towards the right side. Extending the left arm out wide, gazing over the left shoulder, and drawing the shoulder blades down towards the ground. Feeling a deep stretch in the low back. Choosing to stay here, or you can bend the right knee and place the left hand on top of the right foot, gently opening up the quad. Take one last breath here. Slowly release your grip if you took that variation and uncross the left leg. For this next pose we're going to come into, we want to make sure we have some space behind the head. So if you're at the back of the mat, just go ahead and scoot yourself forwards to the center, making sure you have some space above the head. Preparing for supported shoulder stand. So lifting the feet up, hugging the knees into the chest. The arms are extended alongside the body, palms face down. Go ahead and lift the feet up, rolling the hips and the lower back up off of the mat. So you're bringing your knees just above the forehead. And then from here, you're going to use your core to straighten out the legs. Bringing the hands underneath the low back for support. Shimmying the shoulders underneath just as you did in bridge pose. So making sure the elbows are underneath the wrists and the wrists are supporting the low back here. Legs are straight, squeezing the inner thighs together. Keep the chin tucked into the chest and keep the gaze up. You can hold here in supported shoulder stand, or you can come into plow pose by slowly lowering the legs down, bringing the feet above the head. Keeping the legs straight. It's okay if the feet don't reach the mat. If they're hovering a few inches up off of the mat, that's okay. But keep the hands underneath the low back for support here if you're in plow pose. If your feet reach the back of the mat and the legs are straight, you can interlace the fingers here. Staying here in plow pose, or you can come into ear pressure pose by gently bending the knees, placing the knees beside the ears. You can gently apply pressure to the ears here, and this is a really great pose for relieving anxiety, stress, and just calming the mind in general. So take a few breaths wherever you are, whether you're in supported shoulder stand, plow pose, or ear pressure pose. And whenever you're ready, bring the knees back to the forehead and just slowly roll yourself vertebrae by vertebrae back down to the mat until the hips and the feet are planted down. From here, we're going to come into happy baby, so bringing the arms inside of the legs, wrapping the hands around the outer blades of the feet, drawing the knees towards the outer ribs and opening up both of the hips. Take a deep breath here, and then release the feet back down. We're going to come into one last asana. So we're going to straighten out the legs here. We're going to come into fish pose. So coming up onto the forearms, bending the elbows, stacking the shoulders directly above the elbows. So your upper body is lifted, your lower body is straight. You're going to press into the forearms to lift the chest. Keep the chin tucked into the chest here, but if it's comfortable for your neck, you can release the head back. Finding one last heart opener as you breathe. Slowly tuck the chin back into the chest and lower your spine all the way down. Bring the feet mat width distance apart. Relax the arms alongside the body with the palms face up. Go ahead and rock the head from side to side. Wiggle the toes, wiggle the feet, wiggle the fingers, the wrists. Letting go of any last bit of tension here. When you're ready, finding stillness. Close the eyes if they're not yet closed already. Then take a big breath in through the nose. Hold it at the top. And then exhale out through the mouth. Feel your body soften from head to toe. Let the breath relax. And allow yourself to rest here in Shavasana for our final resting pose. And I will call you back once it's time. Slowly start to bring your awareness back to the space. Start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Start to deepen the breath. Roll the wrists, roll the ankles. Rock the head from side to side. Extend the arms up overhead, point the toes, get a full body stretch, maybe let out a yawn. And when you're ready, you can bend the knees and roll onto one side, coming into a fetal position, resting your head against your arm. Just taking a moment here to check in with yourself. Check in with how you're feeling. And once you're ready, slowly press yourself up, keeping the eyes closed or the gaze soft. Finding a seated position, resting the hands on top of the knees. taking this time to tune inwards, just feeling a deep sense of gratitude, bringing your hands to heart center, bringing the thumbs to the third eye, the space in between the eyebrows. Together, we'll bow our heads. Namaste. Lifting yourself back up. Thank you so much for joining me for this mindful vinyasa class. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next class.